here. How are you today? I want to talk to you about influencers. Influencers don't have to be people. They don't have to be folks that work in the advertising industry or folks that go onto internet websites and review products and influence one thing or the other. Influences don't even have to be people. Influences could be inanimate objects. But if it's an inanimate object and it's influencing you, how inanimate could it possibly be? I found a playing card, believe it or not, on the street. It was dirty, it was messy, and I was able to sort of clean it up a little bit. Still is kind of dirty, and I apologize for it. And here it is. Can you see it okay? The Six of Clubs. I whispered, the Six of Clubs turns out to be a tremendous influencer of people and power. The lowly Six of Clubs. Look at it. Look at it. Don't let it hypnotize you, but take a look at it. Because now I'm going to ask you to name a number. Name a number less than 40. Two-digit number. How's that? A two-digit number that's less than 40. 22? Is that what I heard you say? Look, I don't want to touch the cards. There's a deck of cards here. You said number 22. Pick up the card box and open the card box. Take the cards out that are in the card box. We don't need the advertising card. Pitch it. Deal down 22. You know what? Deal down 21 cards right here. Deal down the 22nd card, 22, that number that you mentioned over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Now, had you picked the 23rd card, this one here, the Jack of Hearts, you could have said any other number, in fact, and you could have picked any other card, but you said this one. You could have picked any other card, any other number, but you said 22. You could have said, have you done one less for 21? You would have had the Five of Hearts. Or any of these other cards down here. But again, you didn't say 21 or any other number or any higher number. You said 22. What was the card that you picked? Well, my friend, I think you were influenced by that inanimate object because you picked the Six of Clubs. So, that is the very basic effect that you can do with this forcing deck. So this is my forcing deck. And obviously we're forcing the Six of Clubs. This is, yes, it's a dirty old card, but, you know, again, you feel free to use your imagination to come up with anything that requires a forced card, or any of a myriad of tricks that requires a forced card. In fact, in this package, you'll see there's a PDF of a trick that I wrote up, a triple prediction trick called 3 Numbers and a Lady. The end result is a number, and that number leads you to a card that you've predicted, and if it's a forced card, and it takes you down to this. So let's I'll show you how this works. Let's take a look at the setup of the cards themselves. So how does all this work? What's the nature of this forcing deck? So the forcing deck starts off with 9 cards. It's a bank of indifferent cards. And the 10th card is a force card. So here it's the Six of Clubs, and the cards that you get will probably be a different card. But Six of Clubs is what I have in mind over here. So we've got, say, the first bank of cards, 9 indifferent cards, the first one of which is a joker. And we'll get to that in a minute. 9 cards, and then card number 10, position number 10, is a force card, the Six of Clubs. The next card, card number 11, is an indifferent card, and then a force card, an indifferent card, force, indifferent, force, indifferent. So all the even numbered cards in the even positions are all force cards. Cards in the odd positions are indifferent cards. So this goes on down until you hit the 39th card. And the 40th card is your forced card. And that's the second bank. We'll call that the forced bank. So the first bank has the joker and indifferent cards. Then you have the forced bank where every other card is your forced card. And then the final bank of cards is all indifferent cards. And I've got 13 cards here. And again, they're all indifferent cards. None of them are the 6 of clubs. The other joker is a couple of cards from the bottom over here. And again, I'll tell you why in a second. So we've got one joker down here, a couple of cards from the bottom. The top card is the joker. So from an operational standpoint, and here's the only thing you need to remember over here, from an operational standpoint, if your spectator names an even number, they can take the cards right out of the box, get rid of the advertising card, and we'll get to that too, and just start dealing down if it's an even number. If it's an odd number, you say to them, oh, you know what? I think the first card is a joker. You want to take a look and look at the first card. Get rid of that. We don't need that one either. And if you feel like it, you can even say the other joker, I think, is at the bottom of the deck. And they turn it over. It's not there. Oh, it's probably a couple of cards down. Oh, there it is. You can get rid of that too. You don't have to do it. You might not want to do it if you don't trust them with cards. But it's an option. And if you're handling the card, certainly you could. But the key making this work is you don't want to touch the deck, right? You want them to handle it. So put this advertising card back on top, and I'm going to put this back in the box, right? And somebody shouts out, I don't know, 14. And you have them. You say, I'm not going to touch the cards. Please open the box. They open the box, take the cards out. There's an advertising card on top. Get rid of that. We don't need that. Now, why is this advertising card here? Well, obviously, your force deck is in an order that you do not want to have altered. It is not too uncommon for someone to take cards out of a deck because you're being playful. They're going to be playful. They're going to take the cards out, and they're going to sit there, and they'll fumble, they'll fidget with them. They might even, God help you, shuffle them. Card players will shuffle them. Card players, poker players will cut them. Magicians will, who knows what, they'll fan them. They'll do Pharaoh shuffles. Who knows what magicians will do? Having this advertising card solves all those problems, believe it or not. Why? Because when they take the cards out, you say, there's the advertising card, get rid of it. You are adding one step to the process. But that step alone gives you enough time to keep them from doing anything else. Get rid of that card. Now, I think a top card is a joker. Why don't you take a look and make sure that if it's joker, get rid of that too. Again, do that if it's an odd card. Or get rid of the advertising card and just start dealing down. So this will save you an awful lot of aggravation. And it makes things look a bit more normal, and gimmick decks don't have advertising cards in it, theoretically, at least in their minds. So again, let's say they said number 14. Number 14, they deal down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They'll deal 13, and you say put the 14th card right here, point to the table where you want it, place the rest of the deck down, and then you now prove to them that this is a unique card. And the way you do it, watch the handling here, folks, is you go over to the pile that has the larger amount of remaining cards over here, and the bottom cards. And you take the top card, you said 14, had you said 15, it would have been this card. You pick it up and you turn it over and you put it on the table. Or you could have said another number larger than 15. You could have said any of these, and you're spreading these cards, right? And remember, these are all in the force, non-force card order, but you're spreading them. Had you said 15, you would have picked this one, or you could have picked any one of these, and in the same action, once you get down into that bank with the remaining 13 cards, you bring all of these together, and then flip this over and continue the spread just of these 13 cards, but do it roughly in a sloppy fashion, and then place these down on top. So you placed all these indifferent cards down on top. You've got the jack over here, which was the one that was on the top. That's why you placed that down first. Look at this. The impression is you've got a whole pile of cards over here, and every single one of them is different. They're all in different cards. You do something very similar over here. You said 14. Had you said 13, it would have been this card. And you take it off of this pile and put it on your palm, put it on your hand, and you're putting it sort of up jogged a little bit on your hand, and then take the rest of these cards and just flip them over like this on top, spread a few of them, and then just put that down in the spread fashion. So again, the image is from above. All these cards are different cards. You didn't select any of these. You picked this card. And your card is the 6 of clubs. So that's the handling of these things. That's what makes this thing look so legit. Now, let me just reverse deal over here to get things back in order. Double check. There's the joker on top. This goes back on top here. Plop. We're ready to go again. Well, advertising card and back into the box. So that's if an even number was named. Now, if an odd number is named, take the cards out of the box. Let's say they named 13, right? Take the cards out of the box. Oh, the advertising card, we don't need that. Give that a toss. By the way, I think the first card is a joker. You want to check. It is. Get rid of that. We don't need that either. All right, just start dealing down 13 cards. You know what? Deal 12 here, deal that 13th here, and just put the rest of the pack down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13th goes here. Put the rest down. Had you said one card more, it would have been this. It would have been this one, right? Or you could have taken any of these cards over here. You know, you could have had any of those. Had you said one less, it would have been this one, the 7 of hearts. Or it could have been any of these over here, but you didn't pick any of these over here. You picked this one. The 13th card, what is it? And it's the 6 of clubs. By removing the joker, you're shifting the numbers up 1. So you're good to go to number 39, all the way from 9 to 39 at that point. Any number from 9 to 39. But again, you don't touch the cards at all. And that's what will throw off some magician friends. People who are used to forcing decks or doing something like this with the Svengali deck. This type of presentation where you're picking up to show all these indifferent cards will fool everybody. So this is my forcing deck. It's so much fun to work with, and I'm sure you'll find all sorts of great applications to use. Obviously, to reset this, you know the cards are like this anyway. You just pick them up, put them down on the table. Your force card goes back on top. You deal these down to reverse the order. Dealing them reverse the order. Remember, they go on top. Here's a joker. Put that on top. Add card on top. Back in the box. You are set to rock and roll yet again. So check out 3 Numbers and a Lady, which is a triple prediction of 3 numbers, but that third number that you predict isn't a number, it's a playing card. So they'll give you a 2-digit number, and that 2-digit will bring, those 2 digits will bring you to, you'll use the forcing deck, and it'll bring you to the end where you're able to show the card and force the card. It's a pretty cool way of applying it. And again, you know, you'll see plenty of card tricks that'll say, you know, you need to force a card, right? Well, this is a great way to force a card, to go and do it for mentalism effects, for all sorts of card effects. You'll also find if you do it this way and you're spotlighting, right, the card that they selected, you're leaving the other cards a mess on the table. If you leave the cards a mess on the table, you'll find people will not pick up the cards and start to examine things. Why? Because it's a mess. If they touch it, they think they're going to be responsible, either responsible for making the mess or responsible for cleaning up the mess. They don't want to have any part of any of that. If you're unsure or your image is that of a spotless magician, classy magician, after you show that the cards are all different, pick up the packs, do it slowly, do it quietly, do it deliberately, put them all back in the box, put the box in your pocket, focus the attention on the single card on the table, And this idea of ignoring it for a while actually calls attention to it, right? Just think about people, right? And working with people. So then you take this and you can flip it over, and there's the card. If you want to do something that's really cool as a Zoom thing, take a jumbo card, sort of like what I use with this ugly card. Use a jumbo 6 of clubs or whatever your force card is. Stick it in an envelope and mail it to your host of the Zoom show with a note on it saying, "Don't open this envelope until the time of the show," or you put an envelope inside of an envelope. Remember I mailed you an envelope? There's all sorts of numbers on that envelope. So let's pick a number. Or you can ask one of the people attending the show, watching the show, to give you a number. I'm looking for a 2-digit number. We don't want it to be too easy. A 2-digit number, but make it, I don't know, make it less than 40. And that'll narrow them down. Still, that's a pretty good range. Between 10 and 40, you got 30 cards over there. And say, well, if you were here with me, I would say, I'm not touching the cards. Take the cards out of the box. Do this. If you're going to a party after lockdown is all over, you can take your RSVP, right? Or you can mail the giant card to your host ahead of time. Don't open this until we have our show. And then they're right there. You have that. I mailed it to you. Did you touch it? Did you look at it? Okay. Now let's go and somebody in the party call out a number. Call 22. You say to the host, okay, take these card box over here, open it up, get rid of the advertising card. We don't need it. Start the deal. What's the 22nd card? You could have picked this one. You could have picked this one. 22nd card, 6 of clubs. You remember that letter that I sent you ahead of time? I had a dream about all this. Open up that letter. Maybe it's a letter. Maybe it's the jumbo card. Maybe it's some other way you want to reveal it. But reveal it you shall. And you shall have a good time in the reveal of this shallness. Does any of that make sense? See ya.